Can you guys hear me now? Hello? Hello? Thought I died? No. Default. Hello? Bop bop bop. Alright, I think I have audio now. Hey Foreign. Keeping it going. Alright. Man, it's been so long since I've recorded or streamed that like everything's borked. Nothing works anymore. Nothing works. When you stop doing YouTube and you come back to it, everything's broken. Keep that in mind. Anyways, okay, so I'm testing out some mods for a potential server. We'll see. So I got about 36 mods enabled right now. So I just want to see if I can generate a world with some standard settings that I normally use here. And let's see if it crashes. But you found a mod for goblins and kobolds, maybe orcs, but I never got it to work. Yeah, I think that's the fantasy creatures mod. I don't know if it's updated to the latest version though. If there's 80 plus mods, there you go. I tend to keep it relatively light on mods just for performance reasons, but I have a feeling that I'll get up to close to 80 for a server, depending on what it is, right? I think the goal for the next season, the next multiplayer server, is something very immersive, a little bit more on the hardcore side, and challenging in that aspect, so that people have something to kind of work towards, right? If, in my opinion, games like this, if it's too easy to achieve survival, then it's basically creative mode with extra steps. So we'll see. We're gonna have some hydrate or dihydrate, I think, on this season. We might have some canoes enabled. I don't want Dana tweaks, I don't think, on this one, or survival expanded. I think they add too many things that are hard to balance around. Core mods would probably be something like Rustbound Magic, and then this farming mod that I want to test out. Okay, it didn't crash. It's always a good sign. Oh! What the fuck? Flee! Alright, I also have this mod that I wanted to test. It's called Slow Walk, which basically puts a limit on your walk speed. So like, for example, I can RP walk if I wanted to. Oh man, another game I meant to get now. I have a decent gaming for the first time in 10 years. There you go, Goofy. So yeah, you can slow walk. You can go back to normal speed. You can do a 75% walk, a 50% walk. These are nice for like if you're visiting another person's build and you want to slow down a little bit. But I don't know. Most people will probably just have it at 100% and you're good to go. All right, cool. We generated a world, so that's a good sign. Okay, we got water. That's a good sign. We got the dry grass variants in here. Good sign. I died to a wolf immediately. Good sign. Let's test napping. Guys, how's the audio? Is it me, or is the game just a little on the quiet side all of a sudden? I don't know what is going on with that. Alright. Okay. One roof is working, it looks like. I'm gonna just quickly hop through Stone Age stuff a little bit instead of just spawning things in. Yeah, the dungeon. I think that's a good mod, in my opinion. Huge blocks of air. Yeah, that'll definitely happen for sure. There's another fucking wolf. Alright, so one of the first key mods is going to be the Toolworks mod. So if I throw a handle in my offhand and right click with a tool head, I can combine it together. And then get a knife. If I get some granite here, I can make a whetstone to sharpen my knife so that it performs a little bit better. I haven't done a crazy amount of stuff with this mod, but if I hold this in my offhand, I can sharpen my knife up a little bit, which is the blue bar, is its sharpness value, which I think the sharper it is, the longer, like, it has a chance to just not take durability or something like that, which is kind of cool. And harvest some thatch or dry grass here. So one of the cool farming mods that I want is this, what's it called? It's Art of Growing, which adds silage and drying of grass, and we know here on the channel we like to thresh our grain and stuff. So if I harvest a normal piece of grass, you can see I actually get just fresh grass, which can't be made into anything. You have to actually dry it. So if I gather a bunch of this, for example, and just pick this up, I can set it down into a pile and it'll dry in a day sitting outside. And that'll turn into dry grass. Or I can find dry grass just naturally growing. I don't know if all the grass eventually turns dry or not, but this is dry grass over here, which is going to work basically the same as your vanilla grass. So that's pretty cool. I like that. Pretty immersive. Haven't anything crazy going on. I would like to see if rivers were spawning, but I might not be lucky and be near one. So we'll just worry about surviving a little bit. Let's go over to the woods. I need to make sure that we're getting some animal spawns. Correctly. Also, I need to eat because I died as soon as I spawned in, because of course I did. Another mod that we're gonna go with is hydrate or dihydrate. This is probably salt water. Yeah, see how it's red? I don't think I want to drink that. Boo-boo. Do I even have? No, I don't have anything set up anymore for streaming. Blink hates this game. Blink does hate this game. Too many lightning bolts. Too many lightning bolts. Let's get an axe blade here. We'll sharpen our axe while we're walking around. Yeah, no, that's understandable. It is for sure. I don't know. I love this game. Since this is ocean, I don't want to live next to salt water, and there's a drone. And I don't want to live in a forest in a lake because I will die. But I might have to work that way anyways. Let's give this a whirl. A little bit of a whirl. I'm not sure. I don't think I want Wildcraft. Any of the Wildcraft mods this season. I find Wildcraft lately to be a little little much in terms of useless changes in a way. So I don't know if anyone has any suggestions for like another replacement for such a game or such a mod, but you know what, maybe I can go up to that lake. Let's go to the northern one. Test that. Blueberries. Blueberries, yes. Don't actually hate it. Athenia has a medieval fashion modded server going right now. That mod is wild. Yeah, medieval fashion. I mean, it's not even on the mod database anymore. I mean, that mod. Does he still have the version where he doesn't replace all the textures of like the rocks and things? Because honestly, that's like way better in my opinion. I find if you're in a really high resolution kind of like skin pack or texture pack, I like this resolution. I think this is honestly the perfect resolution for a blocky game. Anything higher is, it starts looking, the blockiness starts looking, is almost distracting rather than charming at that point. Well, let's hop in here, see what we got. Okay, we got reeds. And we have fresh water. We'll drink that a little bit. Waiting to die from a bear. Haven't seen any animals but the wolf that killed me and maybe a bunny and a fox so far. I don't have any crazy modded animals. I have some horses installed. The horses mod is pretty cool, I think. The new one, the Equus. I'm gonna get some rope to make a better binder. Oh, is X skills working? Oh god. What is this? Enable disable parts of the mod. This clay works. Did I install X skills? I think I did. Settings. Controls. Oh. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I did. So there's things that I would like to get. So, oh wow, okay, that works. Provides a cooling multiplier. Interesting. So there's things in X skills I'm gonna disable, like huge stomach. I think anything that increases your maximum stats, I'm gonna have to disable. I think in X skills, I hear that it kind of messes with the server tick rate. If we do a server, so there'll be some skills you won't be able to get, but otherwise, I think I would do one X skills again. I'm not gonna have RPG item rarity, I don't think, this season, so that X skills actually kind of works with blacksmithing and things. I'd rather people actually like get you know, use those instead of just relying on the random RPG chance. I think I'll live here. I think this is fine for now. I'm just gonna survive for a bit and just this is how you test mods. You know, you install a bunch of mods. Of course, I could just start spawning things in. That's a valid way to do it. But I'm gonna survive for a bit just to make sure things are kind of working. I might have to edit some configs on the fly though, because I'm pretty sure immersive wood chopping, I don't have it set to auto place logs right now, so I'm having to let me switch be a little bit faster. It was cool until we went through the archives and couldn't place containers like our NFL or canteens. I wonder if the mod author has made any changes to improve that. I mean, just bring a water jug with you. You can hold 3 liters. That's good enough for like a whole day. I mean, when I do the archives, what I plan to do is actually make a little base camp outside the archives. Yeah, and we're not gonna have data tweaks. I don't think. I don't. We're definitely gonna have the new board games mod though, and stuff. I think that's a pretty cool one. I want to play Go against some people. Do I have that on? I do. Yeah, we could play backgammon, chess, 6 men, Morris boards, a 9x9 Go. Dice tray, if we wanted to. Shogi. Like, I mean, isn't this, like, mods are crazy, guys. Oh, wait. Actually, hold on. I have to do that. Like, look at this. I can literally just throw dice down. We can play D&D and Vintage Story. Let me try the dice tray. What does that do? Does that mean I can right click? Okay, so it just holds dice. What if I throw it on here? I mean, technically placing it rolls a random dice, but I think throwing it's cooler. That seems redundant. Everything's redundant. It's great. What else do we got here? We got cards, if we want to play cards. Art of Growing is going to be interesting with, like, thatch management. And then also, there's going to be, you're going to have to cultivate your own crops. So there's old... So if I find, let me see if I can find any. I haven't seen any wild crops yet, but I don't want to eat any death cap. No, thank you. The team can make a dungeon, you enter it, and then you roll dice. That would be cool. What is this thing at? 55% durability. Let's get rid of that. Is there any... Need some ivy for some rope. I don't think I have enough reeds to make one. Hold on. Oh god, there's gonna be a bear here, isn't there? They're just will. How much HP do I have? 12.7. I'm trying to figure out what to play it difficulty-wise too. I don't think I want, from like a combat perspective, like super low HP. No, water transport will be enabled. Because otherwise it becomes a pain for people. I might enable aqueducts, or use aqueducts anyways, and people want to use them for looks, but I think limiting people's creativity is a little meh feeling in multiplayer, so water transport will be turned on. I like it for myself, obviously, and you know, if you wanna not have it, that's fine. You can just dig a well, you know, and just let it fill up in your kitchen if you really like need water. Like with hydrate or dihydrate, it's a little. Okay, there's an ivy. Jeez. Dana tweaks is the thing that makes ivy drop. Oh, there's some things nice about Dana tweaks, but I don't know if I want any of it. Or maybe I'll take a look at it and disable bits. There we go. Alright, so stick, tool head, combine this, throw the rope in the offhand, combine that to the tool. And then we'll sharpen the tool. Well, yeah, your guys' last city was, like, all canals, right? Alright, so now the tool, because I used a binder, look at this durability. The head, right, has a whole bunch of durability. The handle, 136. The binder, 185. You know, it was the most sad day last season when we had to turn off Toolworks. I'm excited for this new version of that concept. Funeral bell, don't eat that. That'd be bad. Alright, back to our little hut. Should probably make a shovel. Salty's manual tool crafting? No. I'm using, what is it called? Toolsmith? Toolsmith. It adds like a whetstone, sharpening. It's more about maintenance and stuff. Have to download the game again. Hey, you know. Look, if I decide to do a server, it's gonna be a while until it's actually a thing. Just a warning. Don't get like your guys' hopes up too high, alright? But I definitely do. Right, like, I don't know. I've been playing on like another server a little bit, and it's interesting to play on another server than your own, honestly. Sky castles? Hey, castle in the sky would be cool. Make a Studio Ghibli inspired build for it. Go for it. You know? Yeah, the railroads mod looks promising. I don't... Obviously, if there was like the Minecraft Create mod in Vintage Story, that would be insane. Like, absolutely insane. Will we have something like that eventually? I don't know. let's put our cattails, grass in here. Okay. I mean, so far everything's performing fine and normally. Nothing's stopping progression. Slurp, 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 slurp. Let's test the well mechanic a little bit. Let's just take a little well over maybe here. Cool. That did not work. Okay, there we go. Alright. So that'll give us some fresh water. At least a little bit over time. Elven build at some point. Yeah, in the server that I'm playing on with my girlfriend Ashley, we're making some Furbolg builds. At least that's the plan. All right, let me find some dry grass so I can maybe make a bed. I don't know if forest has less dry grass than plains, or if it's just there's so much other stuff growing on the forest floor that maybe it's more rare. There's some. Yeah, we also have like Salty's manual scraping, and I think we also have Salty's manual roof tiles and bricks maybe installed. I don't remember exactly what that does. And then the quenching mod that he made. Spot of an elven city out of the rock formation where waterfalls everywhere. Yeah. I don't think I'm gonna have the terrain height increased. I might increase it like 1 notch. But keeping it as close as the 256 default, I think just works generally better for world gen in the game currently. You create a lot of issues. Oh, something else that I'm trying. Here, this is a cool mod. I'm trying interesting ore generation. So basically what that does is it takes out all the vanilla metals and ores and sulfur and replaces it with new ore generation shapes. So like intrusion, hydrotube, chimney, banded, threaded. Now this has the side effect of making ore, I think, more abundant. So for example, if I give myself a prospecting pick, everything. Just start tapping around here real quick. I'll use density. So this is like 13% sphalerite. That is a fairly large amount of sphalerite compared to what you would normally find, and that's even poor. And again, I say percent rather than part per mile. For the 1 millionth time, I know it's not a true percentage. Okay? I understand. Hold on, let me... I just want to see what else we got. Okay, a whole lot of fucking nothing. A whole lot of nothing. Man, okay. Can I just get a high rating or something? Game? Why am I so unlucky? Uranium. Sphalerite. Gold. All right. Yeah. Okay, so decent sphalerite. We're at 21%. High sphalerite, 30%. Very high, 29%. 25. So we'll poke around here a little bit. Where would it be? I don't have a mod right now to X-ray. What is this? I just passed something. Cracked granite. Game, you're breaking my balls. Hematite, large amounts. Alright, there we go. Look at lanterns here real quick. Just throw something on so I can see a little bit. Alright, so there was hematite around here, right? Alright, so here's some hematite. And it's literally consumed in this cave. Wow. Okay. Alright, so it's going this way. Let's see how big this node is. And you'll find, I think with this mod, at least in general, things are less in a perfect circle and more in a specific shape. So there's going to be more ore. Does the world not respect the ore amount and value you put in the world config where you can set it lower than the default? Whether it does or not, I don't care. What I care about is making mines have more of an interesting strategy to lay them out, right? Okay, I'm getting XP for that. That's cool. Collecting. Mining. Stonebreaker. Ore miner. Interesting. Anyway, so this is probably a banded one, but you can see just how big these are. Right? They're a little crazy. You can turn, like this one mine will cover you for the whole season of iron, essentially. But it's going to be this cool, expansive mine that you're going to have to build supports to hold up the ceiling. And it'll look like you've been mining in here for a while. I kind of like that idea. And this is like probably a sideways banded one. If we find one that is... Maybe this one will be more of a... I don't know if hematite can do it. But there's some that are just vertical shafts and things. Let me see what quartz looks like, because quartz is usually in this huge spreading thing, right? Hold on, where's it at? Where you at, quartz? Quartz, cracked granite, cracked granite. Oh, there it is. So if I remove all this quartz, is it just gonna? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I need to do like a whole lot of testing. Now that I'm in creative mode, let me see if rivers are spawning too. And better ruins. Might as well look. Yep, looks like better ruins is spawning. This looks like one. So many cool new better ruin mods or ruins as well. Alright, let's go find a river. Just make sure that's working. Then we'll go back to my little survival section and keep kind of surviving a little bit. Are we getting fish? For some reason, on the server that I'm playing on, there's no fish spawning. Now, granted, this is ocean. I don't think they spawn in ocean. I could be wrong. I also haven't seen any sheep yet, which is concerning. Or pigs. Okay, there's a bear. We got bears. We got bunnies spawning. What are you? Okay, we got some deer. Do we have goats up in the mountains, maybe? Okay, more bunnies. Those are mushrooms. Okay, well this is a worry. Am I not getting any basic animals? Because without pigs and the sheep, it's really annoying to hunt. I'm not even seeing goats. I also may need to clear out my whole mod cache folder as well, since I've kind of gone from I've upgraded versions from our hardcore single life challenge thing. Come on. Oh, okay, so we have goats. Goats are spawned. Some more goats. Normally they're up here in these higher regions, so that makes sense. It's a bear. I'm not seeing any horses yet either. So we'll have to keep an eye out for that too. The horses are cool. I don't know if you guys have seen them yet. Look like that. And they come in different skins. And they just use the elk blankets and saddle and stuff. Hey, Basilis. How's it going, man? What version are you guys running on your current server? I'm on 120.10. Because I heard 120.11 broke a lot of mods. Okay, we got chickens spawning. Find a river. Change gears just a touch. Do I want better traders enabled or not? Are you guys fine with like the vanilla trader kind of shops? Like, cause like honestly, I think they're fine. You never use them in your game? Okay. There's really no Use or... Okay, here's some horses, so they're spawning. So the cool thing about the horse mod... Here, if I throw a bit on him... They come tamed, by the way. So if I tap W once, it walks. Right? If I tap sprint once... I think we're in a canter. Right? Or maybe trot. I don't know if it's trot canter or canter trot. Yeah, Ashley knows. Tap sprint again, and you're in a third movement speed. And then final sprint's gallop, which consumes its stamina. And then you can... So it's kind of cool that it has different... No, Indy is not lurking now that I've mentioned horses. They probably already have a horse in their house somehow. Spawned in the basement. I haven't seen a single pig yet, or sheep. Nor have I seen a river. Though the river mod is weird. Sometimes... You know, sometimes it spawns right away. Sometimes it spawns like 1,000 to 5,000 blocks away for the first river. Like it's so random it feels sometimes. And then you'll find an area with like 300 rivers, and then the whole area with like no rivers at all. There's just no. You're at work right now. Ripperino. Hold on. Let me really book it a little bit out here. I want to get... Have you guys seen the new clouds, by the way, that they showed off? No primitive survival. Nope. No primitive survival. I don't want it. Also, carry on. Putting like a chest on your back is going to be disabled. So you can't just have a chest on your back all the time for crazy amounts of inventory. Yeah, the new clouds do look awesome. I'm super excited for them. Don't mind me just waiting for the server to realize that it needs to generate some terrain. Come on. Oh, I'm in literally an ocean. Well, there's not going to be a river here, huh? All right, let me look at some more mods. So another mod that I want, by the way, here. This is a more visual representation. I'll switch to display capture real quick so you can see. So here, so this is kind of how the new origin would work with this mod. So you can see this giant connected shaft of ore, and then things like this, right? So visually, you'll be mining out a whole mountain. I honestly think that's really cool. It's going to be a little game breaking in the sense of we're going to have a crazy abundance of ore. I don't know how much I like that, but it's okay. I need... Is it Farseer? So I kind of want to install Farseer, which basically gives you like 4,000 block LOD as like a flat, foggy texture. So you can see mountains that far away. You can just see the terrain shape. You can't see any informational stuff, but the terrain shape will show up. The server that I'm on, it was fine. It was running fine. Let me see. Maybe with 120.11, but I'm on 120.10. So we'll pick that up. I need the culinary mod, I think, too. Sandwiches? Nah. It's too specific, I think. And then... What? Artillery, right? Don't I need that one? Or expanded foods? I think I need expanded foods. Yeah, so this is what I got so far. Art of growing and the breeding for art of growing. So that crop, so like when you find, as far as I'm aware, I haven't run into it yet, but when you find, I might have to disable Terra Pretty. I don't know if that messes with the world gen too much. No, there's no test server open. This is all single. I'm just testing single player stuff. Anyways, so art of growing, the breeding one, you have to cultivate plants from wild to cultivated varieties, which I think is a pretty cool concept. What other cool mods do I want on here to test? Build posting looks like a cool idea as well. Being able to just throw notices up on walls. So we're gonna have that, hopefully. Just gonna go. Hope the stream goes okay. Yeah, no problem. You said you were working. Oh, millwright, dude, guys, it has a cool new windmill style. It's got a vertical windmill. Look at that. If you want to play some Space Engineers and Vintage Story, you can now. It's pretty cool. I don't think I want expanded backpacks. I think I want to stick with the vanilla stuff. Geology add-ons, I think, is over cumbersome. Also, it doesn't work with the new Origin mod, but, like, this is another thing that you could use instead. Cartwright Caravan is something that I have in my test. I don't think we're going to do trail makers this time either. Chisel picks. We might need Weather the Storm enabled. Wild farming. Is this the thing that adds mushroom substrate? Yes. Seeds from grain by putting in a crafting grid with a wooden pan. I think that'll mess up. Rock strata mod. It'll mess with the other thing. Like, if you have, you just can't have conflicting world gen stuff, right? Did I even install chisel tools? No. I'll have to do that. What is Yeah. Terra Pretty just changes the topography, I think, in terms of like slope and smoothness there. Okay, so I'm gonna have to shut down Vintage Story, bring it back up. Go to the mods folder and delete all my mod configs. So we get a fresh blank mod config on everything. Go to single player, delete the save, create new world, custom. Look at 30 days. Cave-ins and on. Grace timer, I'll just say 10 days, 30 minutes. Temporal stability, by the way, I think I'm gonna have it just be much shorter. Everyone logs off on temporal things. I just need to have it for Rustbound Magic to be more viable, so. Also, I think on the server, we're gonna do you guys want 3 reses or 2 reses per temporal gear for next time? Infinite? No. Why would we get infinite spawns off temporal gear? Why would you even bother gathering food? You know? I'm going to try and increase the height to 320, just as a test as well. For HP buffs, and it's not relevant for survival though, really. It's relevant for the archives, but that's about it. But I feel like having less temporal, it makes... Look, if we had Nat survival expanded, I might be a little bit more lenient on the respawns, but since Nats is no longer an option for progression's sake, I don't know. I want deaths to mean something. Deaths have to mean something. If they don't, then I might go with 2, honestly. 2 spawns per temporal gear. But I might get outvoted on that. I'll have to talk to my inner council for Vintage Story. And by inner council, I mean General and Squawk. Be like, hey guys, do you think Red would quit? and Lumberjack and everyone else. Like, what would everyone do? By the way, sorry there is no final episode for the Hardcore Vintage Story series. I'm a bit of a... I've been extremely lazy with it. Also, it's over. I died. Rip. I think the light version. This one? Rivers Gen? There's this one as well. Oh shoot, I forgot to. Did I literally spawn on an island, huh? Alright, well let's see if there's pigs here. Just real quick. Since I generated new mod configs. Alright, dry grass is working. What are you? Wolves. Wolves. Did they break animal spawns in the last couple updates or something? Because I feel like 129, my other save was working fine. Does it crash my game if I spawn you guys in? No? Okay. That's a good sign at least. Alright, let's go over here. Alright, so here's a river spawned. We got fish. Okay. Okay, we got goats up here in the hills. We got moose as well. Probably the vanilla ones in the mage, and I'll probably, honestly, I'm thinking about turning off the class-specific crafting thing. I might turn that off, and then just rely on X skills for you guys to build really your specializations in that regard. Because that way, you know, everyone can make all the tailored stuff. Everyone can make the black art if they want to, or the forlorn stuff. I just think it's a little bit more... Okay, so we got horses. A little horse herd here. I'm not seeing any pigs. I'm excited for the new pig model, by the way. Oh, have you guys seen the new reefs coming in? Tyron has been streaming a little bit and showing off some things for the next update. The new coral reefs look so cool. They're They're very pretty. Okay, that's a bear. Also, the river isn't going to have a flow anymore. So people can go up and down rivers at normal speed. I feel like that was a problem last server. The flow was like a little too cumbersome. Okay, so we got chickens. Seen the reefs, but I've been seeing the blocks available in creative mode. It would be nice to have richer underwater. Yeah, he was working on coding in, like, you know how we have the crickets and bugs and things that kind of hop around? He was coding in fish schools for that. So you get like particle effects that to represent schools of little fish swimming around the coral reefs. It's pretty cool. Okay, so there's a wolf. So these are the wild turnips. I don't know necessarily how to cultivate them into the non-wild versions. So that is spawning, so that's good. This is wild onion. So if I break this, it's wilted. So I don't get any onion, but I get seeds. And then this is mature wild spelt. Gives me wild spelt, which dries into dry spelt, and then you thrash it. Of course, if you harvest it too early, you get straw. More withered onions. Growing wild onions. Growing wild onions. What happens if you harvest these early? Nothing. Withered wild onions. I get some rot. What? Onion seeds. Oh, seeds have freshness. Oh, guys. What's different about these? Oh, variety small. Wild. Oh. So you have to grow wild, and then you eventually harvest enough of them, and they get small. And then if you harvest the small, do you get the full size? Is that how that works? Nope. If I go seed shelf and place this down. Yeah, so you'll have to store them on seed shells to get the benefit. Obviously, if I make this a little bit of a cellar, I might hold on, knock this down. Oh shit! Why am I so bad at this? I just want to see what the cellar bonus is like for the seed storage. strong current sucks, yeah. Well, we tried to turn it down, but it was pretty hit and miss. It felt like. Okay, so if I grab a door, just use a solid door here. It can be open, it doesn't matter. Throw this in here, 0.33. Okay, so you can store your seeds for year, 1.5 years. If you have it in a cellar. That's not that bad. That's not that bad. And if you use the seed shelf. So, if onion. Onion. Oh, what is this? Okay, so this is wild. Alright, it gives 20 food. Then you get small, gives 40 food. Medium gives 60. Decent sized, 80. Large, 100. Very large, or hefty. That's a hefty onion. Now, how do you get a normal onion? Okay. So if you take a hefty one and cut it, you get 3 normal onions, which you could use with the rest of the stuff. So to actually use these onions in recipes, you have to process them, kind of like, yeah, you have to process them a little bit. So, but a hefty onion, just, you know, you can get pickled onion out of it still at least. And then maybe with a pickled onion, you can just go ahead and use it that way. If you don't want to cut it or combine it around to... It is still a simmering ingredient. Oh wait, hold on. No, it's not. Yeah. So that'll be a weird thing to deal with, I think. People will just have to get used to it with the culinary mod. Oh man, is that going to be the same with flax? Flax cereal? Flax grain. Yeah, I think so. You're gonna have to build up flax grain. Flax cereal, I don't know what that means. Turns into flax. I have no idea. We're gonna have to learn that mod together, probably, in real time to try and figure that one out. But I do want more involved farming. For sure. Wild carrots. Carrot. Yeah, look at that. A gigantic 200 food value carrot. Which turns into 2 normal carrots. That you can then chop up and use as normal. Okay. I'm okay with that. It'll be weird. Okay, we got fish in the river. That's good. We got red clay spawning in the river. That's fine. I think fire clay will spawn in the river still, which is a little hit and miss on the new clay progression for me. But right now, so far, it's a lot more red clay than I'm seeing. Ah, shoot. How do I... Is it this? Is it that? Yep. Okay, herd of wild horses. Still haven't seen any pigs or sheep. What is up with that? Do I just need to turn off all my mods and see what's causing that? I hope it's not the horse mod. And anytime when you have a mod that adds new creatures, I swear it just messes with the creature spawns in a big way. Because if it's the horse mod, then I'll have to get rid of it, which sucks. Because I wanted a little bit more transport for people. You have horses and pigs in your single player. What version are you on? Wish there was an easier way for me to see creatures through trees. 2011. Withered wild cabbage, growing cabbage. So most likely the second to last stage of crops is the harvest phase, and then the last phase is kind of getting your seeds phase. I can't really update to 120.11 since I'm playing on a server that is running on 120.10 at the moment, but that'll have to be something I figure out. I don't know. Also, for some reason the river mod, I don't know if this is on purpose, but in deserts it spawns a dry riverbed a lot of the times. And then as you get out of the desert, it's kind of back to normal. I don't know if that's on purpose or not. I know it's kind of interesting. Come on, computer. Generate some chunks for me, bro. I know it's not Rustbound Magic. It can't be. I haven't even seen. I saw some Sentinels initially, but I haven't been sitting in a spot long enough for Rustbound Magic to really probably generate any Sentinels. This one. Withered wild carrots. Alright, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna generate another world, because we deleted the whole mod config folder before generating this one. And we'll just survive for a bit. Again. Welcome to Testing Mods and Vintage Story, guys, where you generate worlds endlessly. Should I try and turn off Terra Pretty? See if that's or horses? See if that's causing it? Because we get goats. We get goats fine. It's just pigs and sheep are just straight up missing. Don't get me wrong, I like the goats. Goats are cool. They're a big pain in the butt to capture though compared to the... What are these guys? Okay, so we got white-tailed deer. Like, in this type of terrain setting, I would expect to see a couple spots of sheep. Right? Unless they're spawning only at, like, really high Z levels right now. No. I tell you what, Terra Pretty is good looking. What do you guys think of the terrain gen? right now. Is this okay? Oh, by the way, there's Farlands. Farseer working. You can see some of the terrain I generated back there. Just in the distance. If you don't have a chunk generated, it won't display anything. But you can see far off lands if you have it generated. Or if someone else generated it on the map. No wild pigs on my server that I've seen, but there are sheep in the high mountains. I am liking the terrain generation, though. The reason I like Terra Pretty more than like Plains and Valleys nowadays is that it just smooths out the vanilla terrain a little bit. It makes it more navigable, but kind of keeps some of the quirks, right? I have a feeling Equus is messing with the sheep spawn. Because everywhere I see horses, I kind of expect sheep to be there. Could be butchering, the butchering mod too, maybe? What else do we have installed that touches sheep and pigs? Potentially. Butchering wood. Really, I think that's it. Maybe the horse mod. Let's go back. We'll just disable a couple mods here. All right. Turn off butchering. Core of Arts. What is that? I think that's just part of the art of growing. We'll turn off Equus. There's no way it's from Golden Combs. No way. Do I need to get rid of Deer IMGUI? I'm not using anything from Maltese right now. Config lib, I don't care about that. Could be config lib. Honestly. Back when I was testing X skills. We'll start with that. Let's just create a random world. I don't really care about the settings because we're not testing rivers right now. Ooh, textures. What is this? Clayworks is mad. I'm sure it's not gonna crash. Why wouldn't it? Wouldn't do that, would it? No. No, I wouldn't do that, right, chat? It would never. All right, we're gonna buzz around a little bit. We're just looking for some sheep and hopefully some boars. And then if they spawn, we'll back out. We'll turn on Equus, generate a new world, test the same thing. Come on, game, generate terrain faster. Okay, so that's a wolf. That's a wolf. That's a wolf. I wish there was a way for me to know why these things aren't spawning. I have no idea. Man, guys, what is Lumberjack gonna survive on if there's no sedge? What's gonna happen? Is he gonna just die? He might just die. Right? Okay, so we got a deer. Bunnies. What is causing this? Is this a 1.20.10 bug? Do I need to go look at the 1.20.11 patch notes? And see what's going on? Let's see. God, this person's build is crazy. Yeah, no, I don't think, guys, I don't think I'm getting sheep. I might have to test with no mods. And then slowly turn them back on. Okay. We'll do a test with no mods. Try / entity count. Oh, shoot, now it's too late. Here, I'll just reload into it. I'll reload into it. I have a feeling I'm getting this error because maybe Rivers isn't spawning, or maybe my texture atlas isn't expanded. Check that. I didn't get it last world though, so it's a little weird that I'm getting it. Yeah, there's nothing. There's one goat, a couple deer, drifters. Alright. Here, we'll just turn off all of these. Let's just see if I bet we get it right away, and then from there we will just go over here a little ways. Man, the default roll gen is so weird. Sheep, bighorn, 1. Goat, whole bunch of the different goats. Bear, deer, pig, wild, 5. Yeah, so we immediately got some stuff. Where are they at though? I just want to see visually. Confirm their existence. So the nice thing about Minecraft sometimes is the fact that you can like see entities through walls if you press F3 or something. Whatever that button was. Bunch of chickens. I know you guys exist. This actually might be the most natural looking ridge I've ever seen in the vanilla world generation right here. It's got this going on. I don't know why they want terrain like this. Like, why? Why? I don't see a single one of these sheep. The entity account says they exist, but again, I'd like to see them to confirm them. Pig 18. So there's apparently 18 pigs now. Wherever. I mean, they're somewhere. They're somewhere. Maybe I shouldn't care about visually seeing them. Probably. It's kind of just a waste of time, too. Okay, here's the other goats. I wonder if it's butchery. Do you guys have the butchery mod enabled on your servers in single player? Just out of curiosity. Like, I'm okay to not have butchery, though I think it's a pretty immersive mod. Deer. Goat. Wolf. You do not? No. Huh. Okay, they apparently exist, but I just don't see them. It's a little weird. Normally they're pretty easy to spot. They're just big white fluffy cubes. Where's my L-E-Wee? L-E-Wee? Okay, well, the entity count at least says they exist. Maybe we'll just have to believe it. Goat, male, adult 2, hare, wolf, deer, pig, sheep, bighorn, lamb 1, male 1. And they're still pretty sparse on the sheep. That's okay. Sometimes too, you kind of have to like explore a world slowly for things to kind of have time to spawn in a way, rather than zip around. Unless they're gonna be up here in these stupid mountain ranges. Okay, you know what? We'll just believe the entity count. We'll back up. Let me turn on Terra Pretty, and better ruins and rivers. We'll start there in first here. We'll start just with general world stuff. Gets my rivers mod. What? Am I blind? I had to be blind. There we go. River gen. Anything missing? Doesn't seem so. I may have to try the other river gen mod. What river gen mod are you guys using? If I'm using the one that I am. Let's do upheaval 0, then cover 200%, 60. 200 apply. Great. No rivers on your current one? Is that because it's clashing with better ruins for you guys? Because I heard there for a while Rivers wasn't working with better ruins. You don't have better ruins. I'm actually surprised to hear that. Generate, generate, generate. Nope. Yeah, it's count, isn't it? Count. Goat. Here, chicken, deer, goat. Pig, 1. No sheep, but pig 1 is good. Let's fly around a little bit. The old ones were impossible to get boats up. Yeah. Well, I mean, like, honestly, like, you go into the old one. If you, there was a river speed config. You could just turn that all the way down. And then you could get rivers up it just fine. Deer, deer. Deer, 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 butterfly, go, deer, deer, deer. Deer, pig, wild male 4, so that's increasing. Pig, wild male, female 8. Don't see sheep yet. Zip, 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 zip. See this plane right here, I would expect to see a couple little groups of pigs and sheep. Like, just straight up visually, just looking here, I would expect to see one. Well, at least one. Deer, goat, pig, wolf, hare, deer. So weird. Now, granted, if I'm like up in goat country, I think generally goats start to outnumber the sheeps. Okay, so we got a river spawn. Huh. Oh, no, that was a goat, not a sheep. Ah. What is going on? I am so confused. I've never seen the world so barren. Like this. Oh. I'm sure that's fine. Okay, more goats. Are we getting the other goat variety at least? No, we're all getting the same black and white ones. There's apparently pigs. Deer. Block falling 1. Ah, yes. 1. Just 1 block falling somewhere in the world. Yes. Something has to be borked. I was getting sheep fine in 129, but I was running a lot less mods. No. I still haven't visually seen a pig either. Like, it's weird it says they exist, but I still haven't seen one. I don't think I'm that blind. No, 154 evolution converted to get her issue post. 154? 154? Really? Alright, well, this is... I mean, that's fine. They are kind of mountain sheep in a way. Spawn any sheep now? Pig. Go. Pig. I'm not seeing the other goat varieties either now. Here, raccoon, fox. Okay, so I'm not seeing the other goat varieties that we did just a second ago. I'm not seeing the sheep anymore, at least in the entity list, right? I wonder if it's the Rivers mod. Screwing something up. So I'm pretty sure it's the same one that I had. No? No, in my hardcore save, I was using the original Rivers mod, wasn't I? I wasn't using this newish one since the mod dev got banned. Okay. Let me try the other Rivers mod then. Maybe I just have a bad one. So, you guys have... Which one do you guys use? Rivergen or Rivers? There's another Rivers one? Which one do you use? This is the normal one, right? Yep, for 120.0. That's why it has 70 more downloads. And then this one. Let me turn off this one. Reload. Open the mod folder. Go to mod config. Delete all of these. Mod data. Do I just delete all these? Yeah, sure, I'll delete all those. And then we'll try this one. File. Mod. Okay, so this is the Rivers mod that I'm used to, that is just a continuation of the band one, right? So let's see if this works. And then if this works, we will turn all the mods back on. And then we'll have to work on it from kind of that state backwards, probably. By the way, you guys, how have you been since I last streamed? You guys doing good? Huh? This is your Death and Survival series. I wanted to hear your reaction. Well, the problem is that I wasn't recording when I died. I died when I really shouldn't have, for kind of a BS reason. So, is this a vanilla ruin? Really? Huh. Since when was there a vanilla ruin like this? No, wait. I turned on better ruins, didn't I? I had to have turned on better ruins. Did I? No, maybe I didn't. I'll have to look. I like this ridge. This is a great valley. Look at that. Alright, entity count. Let's just see what we get already here. Goat. We got the different goat. Deer, 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 deer. Nothing yet. But yeah, I generally agree that, like, honestly, I should have edited that video by now. But dying took the wind out of myself so hard. I was just like, I don't know. That save was at 100 hours, by the way. That's a 100-hour save that I can't load up anymore. Ripperino. There's no animals. Impressive time for being a hardcore. I think I did decently well, especially for my like kind of first ever serious attempt at a hardcore run. What is this? This has to be Better Ruins. This is story stuff. Yeah, that's Better Ruins. Yeah, it. So here, I'll tell you what killed me. I was walking by a Better Ruin structure. It was like a big, kind of abandoned castle thing. As I was exploring around another dungeon, because I was clearing out a dungeon at the time. I was in full chainmail, iron chainmail. With the shield, iron sword, the works. Cleared like the first floor of this dungeon. Was setting up a temporary base to like, you know, use that as a place to retreat to or to engage the dungeon more from like a safe area. And I went off to go gather some resources. I just was walking by this ruin in a tier 4 nightmare shiver, popped out, snuck up behind me, and 3-shot me. Can't outrun it, because they're faster than you. Couldn't tank it, because it did so much damage. So, yeah, I just straight up died. Like, it hit me, it took like half my HP. I turned around, blocked an attack. It took another third of my HP. Then I tried to run and died. Like there was just nothing I could have done. Goat slice. Goat evil. Okay, so we got the 2 different types of goats. Hi, Isa. How's it going? I wonder if it's rivers. Or Better Ruins. Yeah. No, we're trying to fix my world gen. I'm not getting any goats or pigs spawning, and I don't know why. So I'm just running through all my mods. Server real fun since they knock you around so much. Last server I had got knocked back into lava a few times. Oof. Well, to me, the shivers, I like the shivers, but I mean, what, they go up to tier 7? Isn't like the Bellhead shiver like, doesn't it just normal attack for like 30 damage or something? it's a little crazy, and it's faster than you. We're getting nothing, guys. I like that island in the middle of this huge bay, though. It's kind of cool. All right, I'll try turning off Better Ruins. God, I hope it's not Better Ruins. I really like Better Ruins. Turn that off. Reload. Keep Farseer. Keep Rivers. Terra Pretty. try this. Yeah, I think even if I had like iron plate, I wouldn't really want to get into a fight with a bow. Because what? The highest armor protection is 4, right? Unless meteoric iron like bumps it up, it's like 4 base, and then I have to look. I haven't looked at armor in a while. Meteoric iron plate. It's protection tier 3, but it's high damage tier resistant. So like. I don't get steel. Right, I think that's only tier 4. Steel plate, tier 4. Okay, so you need steel, essentially. You essentially need steel armor to really have a go at them. In a good way. Alright. I swear to God, if there's no sheep, I'm gonna lose my mind. There's also just no animals at all. What is going on? Like, my view distance is like almost maxed out. Like, I should be seeing a couple things, I think. At least. Entity count. Deer, butterfly, deer, go. Okay, we got pigs. Here. But where are the pigs? Where are they, man? Are they invisible? Like, I'm so used to a shoreline having, like, just groups of little pigs around. Like, if you don't have pigs, you can't really survive long-term in, like, winter and stuff. Sheep, obviously, you want for cheese. I mean, otherwise, they don't offer much outside mods. I mean, some meat, but the main meat source is going to be your pigs. So, okay, we got sheep. Bighorn female 2. Wherever the fuck they are. Hey! It might be Better Ruins. Really? Better Ruins? Let me check the Better Ruins mod page. Oh, so you can update the version only for words never loaded. Okay, yep. Tweaks. Forlorn additions, plans filing. What version am I running on it? So it looks like we could be at 412. We're on 412. That's the latest version. Let me scroll through the comments and just see if there's people saying there's there's no sheet. No. No. Yeah, no, I agree. It's extremely weird that it's better ruins. It all. I'm gonna enable everything but Battle Ruins. Start up another save and just see what it does. Smith. See other did I enable the other Maltese mod that I didn't need yet? Reload. Alright, I'll load the same save, I guess, and I'll just teleport far away, but... What is that? Yeah, that's fine. What, Cartwright Caravan is freaking out now? Yeah, I probably shouldn't have loaded the same save with all these new mods enabled. Okay, I play now. This is fine. We good? We crash it? Might have crashed it. I might have went too hard. Yep. Alright, I'm gonna generate a new world. Oh, that's funny. Alright, world gen. 0. Yeah, I think I have expanded food installed. It is a great mod. Should I not have expanded food installed? No, I mean, yeah, all the errors has to do with the fact that I didn't generate probably all the mod files. Because remember, we deleted my mod cache essentially, and then loaded up an old save. So there's no mod configs for anything loaded in, which is when you create a new save like this, that's what it's doing for the first time. So applying mapping to essentially non-existent mod configs is probably why it did that. Yeah. This is why when we host a server and everyone's like, you should add this mod or you should remove this mod. No, we're not going to. It is dangerous to do that. Like, notice we didn't get a single error on that. Alright, we got the dry grass. That spawned. Man, if I can't... I mean, is Better Ruins a big loss, guys? I really like it. It gives some real purpose to exploring. Did I spawn on a goddamn island? Yes. Yes, I did. Let's just see if any pigs have spawned in at least. No. It is an easy way to get resources, but it's also risky because the ones that do spawn enemies... Guys. Oh, it's beautiful. They exist. They're real. Why is Better Ruins messing with spawns? That makes no sense. It's never done that. Okay, yeah, we're getting those. That's fine. Why does the terrain gen feel a little funky? I guess it's fine. It's normal-ish. This should be fine. Alright. Here's the big question. Do we have sheep? Place your bets now in chat. If I fly around, do we have variations of goat and sheep? It makes you jealous of how creative people are? Well, yeah, but they're building in creative mode. Like, they have all, you know, like, infinite time to fiddle with something to make it look really good. Like, the fact that you're able to, like, chisel something and then copy paste it around, like, immediately is pretty crazy. Like, it's... And they normally, like, build it first and then make it into a ruin, so... It, like, makes sense. It's not like they build a ruin from nothing in a way. Alright, let's see if there's sheep. No. was really hoping this would be a lot more of a straightforward process. That some of these mods would be just click click kind of running. Got horses. Look, if the trade-off is no sheep, but you get horses, I'm okay with that. Let's be honest. Horses are more useful than sheep. We're not getting any hard crashes, so that's good. Alright, something I also want your guys' opinion on, in all seriousness. Do we want any of the dinosaur mods? Do we want these guys at all? Oh man, it said Bowtorn, and I read that as Bighorn. Bighorn corrupt too. I was just like, oh no. Our sheep are turning hostile. Let's just TP somewhere real quick. TP Uthris. 15,000. Let's try that. Hello? I didn't move. I don't think it TP'd me at all. My name is Uthris, yes. Oh, okay. I guess it just wanted to think real hard about it. Makes sense though. What kind of climate are we in now? Had elephants in your last server. They're massive and very dangerous, but cool to ride. Okay. Jousting with horses, dinos. I can see it now. Yeah, maybe. Let's just see here. Entity count. Kind of nothing. Dang, this is a kind of a crazy forest. Don't normally see this much forest with or world configs like this. Got a prize if you get if you build a Dino Jurassic Park, potentially. Let's go back down. Well, yeah, you guys will make anything happen, considering you're willing to like migrate a large ruin 3,000 blocks across the map to the point to where you have like a literal footpath forming into the ground due to how many times you're running back and forth. Like, I don't doubt if there's a will, there's a way with you guys. That's a given. Yeah, it's a story location now, yeah. Does that mean there's not like more than one of those? Or do they just, is there just more than one and, or not? I don't know. This has to be the most boring stream. Nothing is happening. Hey, yeah, Uthris, what'd you do today? Well, you know, I just kind of flew around in creative mode and looked at grass. Oh, why'd you do that? No reason. You know, just thought it'd be a fun thing to do. Grass time, guys. Okay, we're getting some pigs. Just no sheep. I have no idea what's going on with that. Again, sometimes flying around too fast for like world gen and like things to spawn and like the server should be doing constantly checks, right? Like, oh, there's no animals in this area, it fits, we'll spawn some in, you know. Or if enough time passes, it might spawn some things in later. So long, you know, as the mods were enabled in that chunk to begin with. Just straight up iron ore? Just eliminate? What? That's pretty crazy. Yeah, you guys have been really doing the Aurora Fury server. Elemental drone. Okay, so we're getting some drones now. Deer, goat. We're getting the goat variants. Butterflies, horses. Jeez. It's a little foggy, huh? What do we got down here? Nothing. I mean, I don't think it's the Origin mod, obviously. I really don't. And we are getting the other goat spawn. I think honestly sheep would spawn in over time. I really think so. Hashtag faith. Faith in my game, you know? Do I enable better ruins and say screw it? I don't know. You guys want to see what I'm building on the multiplayer server right now? My crappy little base. Keep in mind, the server has had 36-hour rollbacks. It has been restarted once. I just straight up crashed. That's fine. Probably should have restarted the game anyways. Uh-huh. Okay. Uh-huh. Yeah. That's fine. Where is that? Okay, so see if I'll load it. Unless I broke. I hope I didn't break my game. Okay, I didn't. If you can sheep decide not to spawn, you can spawn in a pair of certain requirements and goals been completed. We could go back to the gold thing, but like, there's something about herding some animals back or using the animal trap correctly and, you know, herding some animals. Ah. Yes. Spawn into a thunderstorm. Normal time. Anyways, so just kind of give you guys a little bit of a summary here. We are 10,000, 15,000 blocks from spawn at the moment. This server is running about 80 mods, even some of their own custom ones and things. So, for example, I'm a Zeal Guard, and I also have a side profession for a basic like carpentry thing. For some crafting recipes. I won't go into crazy amount of detail, but I don't know why it's not. But yeah, so we're here in like this pretty crazy river valley. We found this cool little gully. All these trees we planted here. So as you can see, we're pretty far away from forest, generally speaking. For some reason, there's no bees where we're at, and there's kind of no sheep or pig either up here. So we're going to have to go on an adventure to kind of get some meat resources and things. This is just our little survival hut. It's just rammed earth, really basic kind of little thing. But over here, kind of like gonna be my upgraded house a little bit. So it's the theming here is that we're furbolgs from World of Warcraft or Warcraft, and so this is like a fallen over tree that's been hollowed out. I'll chisel it and like obviously work on it over time. But this tree is like fallen over. Kind of hollowed out where like a branch joins here. The chimney is a branch from the tree going up. The blacksmith I'm gonna build over here. It's gonna be like the stump of the tree that's kind of like broken and stuff. And then I might have like a storage building that's like another section of the tree over that way. So it's like gonna be kind of like this log theme thing. going on. I know it's nighttime and you can't see, but I can't control the server. We had some moose captured here. Lightning struck and killed them all. We got some berries growing here. This is just a warren, some sort of dirt warren going on for some survival stuff. Of course, get your juice barrels, all that little things. We've just been chilling here on this server a little bit. We had deer captured in here. Lightning killed them too. So I need to build some lightning rods. I have stuff that I need to do. I just gathered. This is a mod that's using like a really weird geology mod. So like there's wolfenite, and pyrite, and like other kind of odd ores that like just a little weird, honestly. I'm just not used to seeing these kind of expanded ores and stuff. Honestly, I kind of don't like it. It just there's just too many rock types to remember. It's a little much, but that's okay. And pyrite kind of sucks for iron, which is kind of all I got right now. And in fact, I just made my first couple little bit of iron tools, which is nice. Where are they though? Yeah, got an iron pickaxe, an iron hammer. We're gonna have to do a pretty big adventure soon to try and get some actual animals, so that's like on our to-do list. Did someone steal those, or do I have them on me? Someone might have come and stolen those. Unless I store them over here. Nope. A lot of this is just so work in progress, but you know, it just gives me the itch to start my own server, because there's things about the server that I like. There's some cool mods for sure that they got going on, but one thing that's just crazy to me is like the food spoilage rate is turned up so high that like you just don't even feel like you're surviving. The infinite temporal gear respawn also just kind of irks me. Wildcraft fruit and trees and stuff like that. I kind of don't like the Wildcraft series anymore. Like, I'm so tired of getting these stupid canes off of every tree, and they drop like thousands of them. Like, it's it's weird. You know, I like the canoe mod. So that's probably something we'll have on our server as well. I like the canoe. It's pretty cool. But like, look at some of this food. Like, this is raw meat, 1.6 years. That's a crock for 63 years. It's good. Candy. 63 years. There's just stuff like that. Aged meat, 1.1 years. Yeah. Yep. Alright, well guys, I think that's all I had time for. I just wanted to check out some mod downloads a little bit. Decided to stream it here before I had to go wind down for bed and stuff, but Wildcraft hurts server performance too. Yeah, potentially. I mean, honestly, this server performance is pretty good, even with 31 people online. It's been pretty good performance-wise, I find. Yeah. That's where I'm at. I'll keep testing some mods over the next couple of weeks. I might convince General to stand up an actual test server, in which case I might pull in Foreign to poke around. If someone else wants to poke around, they can, but like, I have to really think about if I'm ready to stand up a Venture Story server. I have to think about it really hard. It's a big time commitment to kind of stream again and stuff, and I just don't know if I have it in me right now. But so with that, let's at least send you guys somewhere so you can say hi. I don't know. Go watch Dirty Plays at Mario Kart. You guys have a good one. I'll check back in hopefully soon on the channel and stuff. I appreciate you guys who, you know, stick around and always come back, say hi. It's always good for you guys to check in and, you know, I miss you guys. Have a good one.